You can tell yourself that this isn't fair, or you can accept that bad things can happen to you too. Just because you've never been the victim of an assault before doesn't mean that you won't be targeted in the future. Assault can happen to anyone.
Your attacker will try to deny you time and distance, and it is pointless to waste what little of both you have, questioning why and how you ended up here. You should actively accept the situation and decide to act on it, rather than deal with it in a resigned manner.
When you are afraid, the most natural and common thing you do is deny the threat or danger. When you are in an uncomfortable and potentially dangerous situation with someone, you tend to tell yourself that maybe you are imagining it and that it is not so bad after all. This is denial.
How often have you been in a dangerous situation where you have panicked and frozen in fear? These are not good states to be in. You must be mentally calm when you are in this emotional state.
First things first, accept your adrenalized state and work with it. Here is how you could deal with the situation you are in. Your attacker will create a situation that is favorable to them, not to you. They will choose a location that they know is convenient for them. They often choose locations that you will find difficult to get out of. At home, for example, your attacker may corner you in a place like the bathroom or the kitchen where he knows you will not be able to escape from him very easily.
Your attacker may also carry out his assault in a location where he knows there will be little or no trace of evidence of his assault. For example, at work, a male colleague may assault you outside the washroom, where he knows there are no CCTV cameras or any other isolated place where he knows there is no chance of someone walking in on him, thus preventing him from getting caught.
In previous videos, we have spoken extensively about how they select their victim. In preparation, the best thing for you to do is to think about how and where they would carry out an assault. This could help you to avoid situations and places where you could become a victim of their assault.
You need to become more aware of your surroundings in general and be able to plan how you would act and respond if caught in such a situation. You can take this further and actually visualize and mentally rehearse what you would say and do in such a situation.
Don't panic. When you face danger, it is understandable that you want to be out and away from it as quickly as possible. The problem is you panic. You may hurry your responses. In an attempt to escape the situation, you may sometimes end up escalating it instead. From a physical perspective, panicking will cause your body to start to use up all of its resources and leave you depleted when your efforts come to naught. It's like hitting out aggressively at someone without making any contact. All you do is get tired. When you know that there is potential danger around you, it is important to be alert and aware so that you are able to interpret the situation.
Suddenly, there is a loss of peripheral vision. You see everything in front of you, but everything above, below, and around you goes black. You are no longer aware of your surroundings, and this limits your options. By having your outer vision restricted, you might fail to see exit opportunities or things and people which may pose a further threat. Remember to scan so your eyes can focus on objects that are at different depths of vision and thus break out from this tunnel vision. If you have the space and time, tactical breathing is the best way to take back control of your body.
You should also understand that your normal method of decision making is inappropriate when you are afraid. You do not have time to compare your options. Should you run? Should you fight? Or should you beg for mercy? You just need to decide on the first effective option that is available to you rather than the best. So at that point, if you think running is the best, then run. There aren't any actual right or wrong answers to a scenario and the decisions that you make or how you act.
You could feel afraid. In some other situations, you may feel angry. From an emotional point of view, both of these feelings are the same. And from a bodily perspective, the same abilities and resources are required to engage with a threat or to disengage and run away from it.
It is sometimes said that it is safer to shout fire than to shout for help if you really want to get someone's attention. In today's society, the chances that somebody will come and assist you is extremely unlikely. Though you should shout for help, as it will attract attention and throw the perpetrator a little off gear, though it may be a while before you actually get help. Keeping this in mind, it is best to focus on dealing with the individual you are facing and the situation you are in. Accept the situation you are in and accept that you are the only person who can be relied on to solve it.
Your attacker will rely on you being afraid to accomplish their crimes. They want you to be compliant. This gives them the time they need to commit an assault. Every second you gain, you put them under more pressure. If you have made yourself a difficult target from the beginning, they will likely move on to someone less prepared to deal with them.
If you are dealing with someone large, not athletic but aggressive, you should not be asking yourself how to beat him in a fight. Rather, you should be looking at what you can do to prevent him from getting close to you. You could hide behind obstacles, change your location, look for spaces he will find hard to get. Each time you prevent him from getting to you is a win. And the longer you do this, the better. This way, you are putting him under pressure.
If you happen to engage in fighting with your assailant, your strikes should be aimed at causing enough damage to help you disengage and escape. You may feel the urge to inflict more pain if you find yourself in a position of advantage. However, your goal is to get away to safety as quickly as possible.
You may have been taught how to fight back and disengage from a situation. However, sometimes under emotional stress, you may forget certain techniques. You just need to find the most appropriate and suitable technique that will help you get out of the situation without being harmed. You must never give up. Keep fighting back and release yourself from harmful situations.